Look, so I'm gonna explain this. There's one fundamental reason. Well, there's one fundamental reason why I don't trust the police ever in any sort of criminal investigation. Okay, so some time ago, I was riding through Wyoming, right? I remember this clear as if it was yesterday. Okay. My homie's driving. He pulls over because he needs some sleep. Okay. He asks, can we switch? I'm like, yeah, we can switch. So I get out to go pee, whatever. I remember I peed. I was wearing like a beater and a coat. So I get in the car. I start driving. He's on the other end. He's asleep. And he deserves his rest because he's an old black man and he's been through it. He's been through it, period. He's been through it. He deserves his rest. So I'm whipping it, you know what I'm saying? Other homies in the back of the car sleep too, and he deserves his sleep because he's a young black man and he's been through it. He's been through it for real. Nothing like what a white person who works in a court system could ever hope to possibly understand. So I'm whipping down the highway and I'm wide awake. And bear in mind, in the military, I was a Humvee driver. I've took defensive driving courses, all that. So I know to be alert, you know. I know the Constitution. I know my civil rights, okay? Shit, I'm a whole Army veteran out here, so I'm whipping the car. Passed by a police officer, you know what I'm saying? I get a little bit further. I look in the rearview mirror. I see this cop pulled out. And I'm thinking, why would he pull out when I pass, you know? But I get over the horizon, so I don't see him no more. And I'm thinking, man, ain't no way I committed no traffic violation. I'm wide awake and alert. I'm on that. So I see an exit. I'm like, maybe I should pull off from the exit just to be safe. But then again, I'm like, nah, I ain't do nothing wrong. So I'm driving, going forward, right? It's a semi behind me or some shit. It moves. I see the cop. I'm like, what the hell? He comes up on me and flicks the lights. And I'm like, why would he flick the lights? I've committed no traffic violations, you know? Pull over. Cop comes up to window. He says some bullshit and it sounds weird to me, bro. It sounds weird to me. And he asks, can I sit in his car for his safety so he doesn't get ran over by another car on the highway? So it's just bear with me, okay? Me as an African-American man looking at this white cop, knowing I did nothing wrong. So I'm like, okay, we can go sit in your car for your safety. Is that that's a good police interaction, right? You want to foster trust in the community, so you give me the request, can I sit in your car for your safety? But it wasn't about your safety. You have me as an innocent black man thinking in my head, oh, the officer's scared of getting hit by a car. Well, yeah, people can do 70 on this highway, you know, let's keep him safe, whatever. So I'm in the car. I ask, like, you know, what's the traffic violation? Please, if anybody can get a hold of these videos, get a hold of them all. Please get a hold of them all. And show this in a courtroom, please. Okay, so, he says some bullshit, like, about the center line. And I'm thinking, like, what? And then he starts asking questions about where I'm going and what I'm doing. As a citizen of the United States, we have a right against unreasonable search and seizure. You should not be making up a traffic violation to pull me over and ask me any of these questions. We're in Wyoming. So anyways, I used to be a correctional officer. I used to be infantry. So I know all about the escalation of force. So I realized they separated us not for his safety, but to isolate us from each other, because another cop pulled up and he started talking to my homies or whatever. So they get us all out the car, and he has a notebook and he's asking these questions. And I know this is his use of force continuum. He's manually going through, like he's manually forcing himself to go through the use of force continuation. We're answering all of his questions. No, we don't got no drugs. No, we don't got no illegal money. No, we're not on no crime. No, none of that. We answer all the questions correctly, okay? We're not being suspicious. The only thing that is so-called suspicious to the police officer is that we're 3 black men in Wyoming and we're in a rental car with out-of-state plates. But that's the entire purpose of the highway, is so that you can travel. You know what I'm saying? That's the entire purpose of the highway, is so you can travel across state. Why wouldn't we be in a rental with out-of-state plates? You know, but you know, it's weird. It's you ask them why that's weird. Okay. So he arrives at the end of the use of force continuum is, well, I'm gonna run a dog around the car, and if it smells anything, we gotta search it. But if it doesn't, you guys can go. But bear in mind, he's manually forcing himself through the use of force continuum. That dog did not smell shit. They left one of the car doors open and had the dog alert where the door just so happened to be open. Okay. They search the car and they say there's 300 pounds of weed. So my thing is, why didn't the dog, if there's 300 pounds of weed and it's filling the whole car, why didn't the dog alert at the back of the car? Why did it alert in the one door you left open? First of all, it didn't alert to shit. It don't smell shit. It don't smell shit. It's just an excuse. It's just an excuse for them to search your vehicle. That's all it is. They want us to think these dogs are these well-trained specimens that can do X, Y, and Z. They're not. It's an excuse to get up in your shit. So, whatever. They go through the thing. They take us to jail. To them, this is a happy moment. They feel like they're busting a criminal. But really, you just violated the rights of 3 black men of different generations. They're different generations, okay? I'm probably 9 years older than the one homie who was with us, and maybe like 40 years younger than the other dude, you know, and we're all wrapped up in this system for real. And every single decade there has been struggle. There's been strife. Every single decade it's been some obstacle to our success. So y'all take us to jail, whatever. So the whole time I'm in jail, I'm talking to my family. I'm like, hey, he pulled us over for no reason. There was no justification for the search. That violated our civil rights. It's in the Constitution. That's supposed to supersede anything. That's supposed to supersede all criminal cases. Especially one, it should supersede over weed. But I don't think my co-defendants even understand civil rights because we're so alienated as a people. I don't even think that's a realistic concept to them. But it's a realistic concept to me. And when I talk to them, you know, in the past, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We should be part of this country, whatever, you know. It's under the false assumption that we have civil rights because it was just proven to me that we don't, because I want my dash cam video and I'm saying I want it. So we get a motion to dismiss. And before the motion to dismiss, the so-called dash cam video arrives. I pop it into the thing at the law library. It's not my car. It's not me. None of my co-defendants are there. And the dude drives off in the end of the encounter. And so I call up the public defender and I'm like, yo, so don't we win? I told you they lied on us. They lied on us. They framed us. They set us up, all that shit. I told you, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't even get me my video of my dash cam. And he tells me the system's corrupt. It is violating our civil rights, our constitutional rights, all that shit. He said, but it's rural. Nobody cares. Nobody can go in and do anything about that. Now, bear in mind, there's way more people locked up in there, and they all have a similar story. And they're all like, how were the police allowed to do this? And everybody's in there like, how were the police allowed to do this? And even when I'm getting questioned for pretrial, even the pretrial's lady like, do you feel like you're profiled? Even they're wondering, how are they violating people's civil rights there? So he tells me, you know, the judge is in on it, prosecutors in on it, cops are in on it, whatever. This is common. It's common there to violate the Constitution, whatever it is. Okay. Listen, bro. The government wants us to respect the dudes who fought the Revolutionary War, who were shooting people with muskets, who were throwing tea in the water when they got mad about the laws, who were killing people to get their freedom. They want us to respect that, and they tell us the Constitution is important, yet for some reason we as African Americans don't have constitutional rights. So he's telling me either take the probation or this whole thing will have to like start over in like federal court or some shit. But the federal courts in Wyoming. So it's really just an extension of Wyoming. And he's saying the whole thing is corrupt all the way from the bottom to the top. And they will find me guilty. And no, I won't get like no justice for that. And that always just bugged me. It bugged me so bad. And it caused so much mental damage inside my head. It caused so much mental damage. I mean, it caused so much mental damage. I can't even explain. It's like, whoa, because I'm full blown living in a country that claims it's just and true and it's land of the free and home of the brave, but I don't even have fucking civil rights in it. I don't even have constitutional rights. How were they able to give me a video of someone who wasn't even me? And how were they able to press that through the court system? And I'm just like thinking at this point, because I really feel like I'm about to die. Like, hey, all of this is going to get analyzed and interpreted. And you might think it's going one way, but in my head, I'm thinking it's going another. And I really don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. Police are in the business of tampering with evidence. Okay, no. First, they violate your civil rights. Then they tamper with the evidence. Then they tell you a trial is coming, okay? And they're giving out the pretense that the trial is fair, but it's not, because they give the bias to a jury. They already make you out to be guilty. They have the news article that puts things within context of you were doing this and were caught, okay? The news article already posts you as guilty. You were doing this and you did get caught. They give you the jumpsuit. They put you in jail. Either you got to pay to get out or you got to wait in there. And when you're presented to the jury, you're presented as a criminal who got caught, already guilty. It's not a true unbiased system. So you're in the process of violating the civil rights, tampering with evidence, okay? Making the jury biased, and you expect us to respect the badge in this criminal justice system? I'm not understanding it. Like, I'm really not understanding it. So either I'm retarded or you're retarded, but we're going to pick one, because if you're retarded, I need to be elevated in society and put in a position of power so I can begin fixing this stuff, okay? But if I'm retarded, I need a disability check. And I'm dead ass serious. And I can't even understand a trial. I can't even understand one. I can't even understand one. So much mental damage has been caused by the violation of my civil rights. I'm not walking around like a normal human, motherfucker, in any sort of capacity, or what you would consider a normal human, because normal humans, you don't lock those in cages. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. I will never trust any piece of evidence that cops present in a courtroom ever again in my motherfucking life. I don't care if they arrest you and say they got DNA. No, they don't. I don't care if they say your fingerprints match something on a bullet. No, they don't. Please, everybody Google all of these systems and just use your heads. I don't care if they say they got a video. Bitch, no the fuck you don't. No, the fuck you don't. Because in my last case, I begged for a video of the incident. Man, I motherfucking kept saying, man, get the video, just to get a video, and it wasn't even me. It wasn't even the scenario. Nah, you don't got no video, bitch. Fuck you. You can create videos online now. A fucking teenager can create a video of someone online now. The fake media looks just as real media. It's 2021. You need a better standard of proving somebody guilty, especially when we know you're in the process of tampering with evidence and violating civil rights. You get what I mean, for real? Fuck that. Fuck all that. I'll never in my life trust a single case that is put together by the cops ever fucking again. And I will never trust that I have civil rights until someone proves to me that I have civil rights. And if you're not going to prove to me that I have civil rights, if you're not going to prove to me that I'm part of this country, that I'm a citizen, if you're not going to prove to me that I'm respected as a man, if you're not going to prove to me that these systems work, I'm not fucking with it, period. And it's cool. I'm just one dude. And I'm just crazy, right? until I'm like 10,000 people, and then 1,000,000 people, and 10 million people, and 100 million people. Because never assume that what's going through one person's head isn't going through other people's head. And when the first person stands up, that's just the first person. You look, kill me, do whatever, frame me, assassinate me, all that shit, because I'm making a media company and I'm strong out here. I'm a motherfucking beast, okay? Do all that shit. Get rid of me, annihilate me. But 5 more motherfuckers are gonna replace me. My brain's just working fast. You know what I'm saying? They'll be on what I'm on in a little bit because they can see this shit. They can see it and they can interpret it. And I'm posting this online. Bitch, fuck you. The struggle has been too strong to show up at a job and get your whole identity stolen. My identity's been stolen from me, man. Get serious. Get serious. Get fucking serious. Like, what move do you want to make for real? I'll ask you that. What move do you want to make? Because just know, just like it can go completely left for me, it can go completely left for you as well. And I mean completely left. Because when you're dealing with a man who has nothing and does not care, you really don't know what the fuck could go down. You really don't know. And you really don't know how the public will react to it. You don't know because it's that fucking weird.